Wealth starts with H. Yes, health. You have heard this before. You already know this. But here's the question. If you know it, why is your health still the first thing you sacrifice when life gets busy?
We wake up, we grind, we hustle. We sacrifice our weekends, our health, our time with family. We skip the workout. We skip the sleep. We skip the real meal because the work cannot wait. The money cannot wait. And we tell ourselves, I will fix my health later, when I have more money, when life slows down. But life never slows down, and later never comes. And slowly, quietly, the most important asset you own starts breaking down. Today, I want to tell you something that completely changed the way I think about wealth, success, and what it truly means to be wealthy. And strangely enough, I found this idea inside a book called Ikigai. Even though the book is not really about money, the lesson inside it completely changed the way I look at wealth, because most people spend their entire lives chasing money while slowly destroying the very thing that allows them to enjoy it in the first place. And by the end of this video, you may never look at wealth the same way again.
The authors of Ikigai, Héctor García and Francesc Miralles, traveled to a small island in Japan called Okinawa. Not because the island was rich, not because it was famous, but because scientists had been studying it for decades. Okinawa has one of the highest concentrations of people living past 100 years old in the world. Not just alive, active. They garden, they walk, they cook, they laugh, they spend time with friends. Even in their 90s, many of them still wake up every morning with purpose. And hidden inside that lifestyle was a lesson that completely changed the way I think about wealth. So the writers sat down with these people and asked the question everyone wanted answered. How are you living this long and still enjoying life? They expected to hear about special diets, supplements, workout routines, but the answer they heard was much bigger than that. The people of Okinawa did not live longer because they chased wealth. They lived longer because of how they lived.
The people of Okinawa moved naturally every day. They ate moderately. They stayed socially connected. They reduced stress. And most importantly, they had a reason to wake up every morning. Most people sacrifice their health to make money, then later sacrifice their money trying to get their health back. And that cycle quietly destroys millions of people. Not all at once, little by little. A few hours of lost sleep here, constant stress there, fast food, burnout, anxiety, until one day, the body finally says, enough. Imagine two people with the exact same job. One ignores their health for decades while chasing success. The other protects it. Not perfectly, just consistently. At 55, one person is exhausted, stressed, and struggling to keep up. The other still has energy, still has focus, still has time. Same age, completely different lives, because your health is not separate from your future. It shapes it. And this is important. This is not about choosing health instead of ambition. Money matters. Goals matter. Building wealth matters. But the real goal is building success in a way your body can survive. Because a sharp mind makes better decisions. A healthy body performs better under pressure. And consistency over decades is where real wealth is built. But Okinawa's secret was not just physical health. It was also something modern life is quietly losing. Strong human connection. The people there had a system that protected them emotionally, mentally, and financially. They called it a moai. A moai is a lifelong support group, usually 5 to 8 close friends who continue meeting throughout their lives. They share meals, support each other during hard times, and many of them even save money together. Every member contributes regularly into a shared pool, and when someone needs help, the group steps in. No bank, no interest, just trust. And this matters more than most people realize, because stress destroys health, isolation destroys mental well-being, and loneliness quietly shortens lives. The Okinawans understood something modern society often forgets. Human beings build stronger lives together than alone. The writers eventually turned everything they discovered into a book called Ikigai, and the core idea behind it is simple. People live longer, healthier lives when they have purpose, a reason to wake up in the morning. So the real question becomes this: how do you build a life that gives you money without destroying your health and happiness in the process? That is where the Ikigai framework comes in. Ikigai is built around 4 questions. What do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? Most people only focus on the last question, money. But the people of Okinawa understood something deeper. The richest life is built where all 4 overlap. The mission is not just to create wealth, it is to enjoy it with the people you love. What is the point of a full bank account if you are too exhausted to enjoy your life, too stressed to be present, too burned out to enjoy the success you worked for?
So before you leave, ask yourself these 4 questions honestly. What do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need? And what can you be paid for? Because your answers may reveal something more valuable than money itself: a life worth living.